All right, what's good, man? You already know what it is, and I'm back with another reaction video, man. And we about to react to this Wack and Adam show. Now, Wack and Adam sat down today on a weekly podcast. Adam is back in the building, no longer on vacation. And they talking about Bricc Baby. Now, y'all know Bricc Baby has some words for Adam about his check. They saying that Adam withheld the last payment from Bricc Baby's, hit the funds he was getting from Adam. I don't know how true that is. We're going to see because Sharp had some stuff to say about it too. And it's a whole conversation about that. But I got to get back on these videos. I got to get back consistent. So let's drop this one for y'all on this lovely Sunday, man. Let's get it, man. Whacking at him, talking about the Brickster. I think that Wack is actually trying to stir the pot up a little bit. I haven't watched the whole entire clip. I did just I kind of found this within the actual podcast. So without further ado, I ain't going to talk y'all to death. Let's get it. Y'all already know what it is.
On some real shit, I could say, I'm like, yo, he really got Bricc back. This was really at, when it came to that, I knew, just being who I am and understanding business, I kind of knew how to pipe down and only go so far with that because I knew where you stood with that. Why he start taking shots at you because you on vacation like your vacation wasn't already scheduled before probably the feds scheduled to pick him up?
I mean, honestly, we spoke on the phone earlier today and he said that comment about people having their feet kicked up in the sand while they're on vacation, he said that wasn't for me.
Come on, Bricc. Now, listen, I ain't about to sit on here and lie to y'all. I ain't about to sit on here and make up no excuses for nobody or nothing. But we're going to call a spade a spade. Bricc know he lying. That definitely was a shot at Adam, but let's keep going.
Having a moment to think about it does seem kind of unlikely, but I'm going to cut him the maximum amount of slack because we had this nice phone call. It's like,
because he saw the way you reacted.
That's the weird thing about me and Bricc is that I feel like I got so much love for him that I kind of
he showed his hand.
I give him a longer leash than I would give almost anybody else.
He showed his hand.
Well, but they're also him and his girl both denying that they even really had a conversation with Sharp. His girl said that she spoke to him briefly, but that it wasn't anything of seriousness. But when Sharp went on his live stream or whatever, keep in mind Sharp is essentially a crackhead.
No, I'm not gonna let him do that.
What? You don't think Sharp?
No.
I mean, listen, there's a point where you drink and smoke enough cigarettes that you.
Sharp ain't lie, man. Sharp wouldn't have just made up that he had a conversation with Bricc Baby's baby mama about what's going on and about Adam not paying the money. And then the truth in the detail would be, Adam, have you paid him his last check? Are you withholding his last check? That's where the truth in the detail would come from. Now, at the end of the day, man, you can say whatever you want to say about Sharp. He might have put the 5 on the 10 or however they say that, man. But at the end of the day, he definitely had a conversation with him, and Bricc definitely was talking about Adam when he dropped that audio.
Become a crackhead without crack.
Listen, because Sharp be thinking up against you, right? I just called it how I see it. It's one of them things. Bro, Bricc is BSing, talking about he wasn't talking about you. He just saw your reaction, right? He saw your reaction, and he does what he does with everybody. He'll say something on camera, then you get on the phone with him. Oh, man, it really wasn't like that. I was just trolling, just content. He got on that phone with Sharp, because I'm going to be real. I was already hearing this thing about his final check. First, about the final check.
Okay.
It was all, and I just didn't say nothing because you ain't say it ain't my business.
For the record, he did get his final check.
He was already.
Nobody could ever say that we did not pay him for the time that he put in here.
All right, so there we have it. I just said it. So I guess he did pay him the final check. All right. Well, maybe it was some lying going on. Let's keep listening. Let's keep seeing what's going on.
Before Sharp said anything, I'm hearing from a certain young lady that I know his wife is talking to at the time a complaint about a check.
Oh.
You ain't dumb. You doing the math. So the one other lady I might be talking to periodically that she's talking to, right? Because these two people are in the same location. So I'm hearing already some whisper about what you're not doing.
Oh, what? You're talking to Sharice Mills?
That's a fact.
Okay.
So I'm hearing some whisper about what you're not doing already, right?
Imagine all the gossiping that's going on right now. Like, this is crazy. Imagine being in the feds, having a RICO case, looking at all the time that Bricc Baby and Loose Cannon is looking at, right? Being implicated in some severe crimes with severe penalties, because your point system is crazy because everybody involved has a criminal record already in the feds, right? And you still involved in the middle of a whole bunch of gossiping on these YouTube platforms and these YouTube streets, man. That tell me a lot about the type of person that Bricc is, and we already know the type of clown that Loose Cannon is.
When it comes to Bricc. So once Sharp said it, I knew they said that to Sharp. Because it was already being whispered
You're
about.
Now making me feel like I got sort of finessed on the phone.
You
earlier.
definitely, that's what Bricc does. You know he does
He's good
that.
at it, yeah.
He does that with everybody. Woo, 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 woo. Ah, man, you know, I ain't mean nothing. It ain't like that. It just, that's what he does, right? And I didn't understand why he was doing it because I'm like, hey, yo, you might need Adam to send a letter in to the court. So you might, you know what I'm saying? Like, you keep a guide in your corner that at least Adam will make sure you got some deodorant and some commissary every month. He that type of dude. Y'all got that type of relationship to where, bro, like, you know what you need, 150 a month, man, to go to the store. Hey, that's big knowing you got somebody on the street that'll send you 100 a month when you doing time. That makes sure you got lotion, toothpaste, your deodorant, and something to snack on at least, right?
This cat Wack be putting on way too much. Listen, man, at the end of the day, though, what Wack is saying is all good, but name one person from No Jumper that went to jail that he was doing all that for. Like, Wack, you even had to press Adam about going to court for Crip Mac. He said he doesn't know, like, what would me showing up at court do? How would that help him out? I don't know how that would help. The judge may not look at. Man, come on, man. He wasn't going to look out for Bricc either way. He was going to give Bricc some shout-outs. You know, I'm glad he paid him his last check. And I think the other day when they was doing the music donations, a portion of that, he said he was going to donate to Bricc. I ain't heard nothing else about that. But at the end of the day, man, all that stuff that Wack is talking about right now, man, I highly doubt that was Adams, where his mind was at as far as Bricc being locked up. Let's go.
Like, why would you burn that bridge like that?
My thing is that regardless of what he may have done or not done, and if he's been upfront with me about certain things, it's like I can't fully say bon voyage to the Bricc man while he's locked up in prison. It just doesn't feel right. I gotta hold him down. We can scrap when he gets out. We can address all of our issues.
You can do it how you want to do. I'm gonna say this: Sharp wasn't lying. Because what Sharp said, I was already hearing that he said prior to Sharp saying it. So that ain't nothing Sharp gonna lie about anyway. Sharp not just gonna come out and start talking about what you ain't doing for Bricc.
I kind of disagree. I think Sharp talks out of his ass all the time.
No,
just like Wack do. Hey, Sharp definitely would actually, even let's just say, even if he just heard a little inkling of what allegedly is going on between Bricc and Adam, he damn sure would use that to his advantage and exaggerate what the actual conversation was at the time. But again, Wack is biased in this conversation. Wack want to try to put a wedge in between Bricc baby and Adam, which is already one there anyway. Just thinking about it, Wack is the one who is allegedly exposed Bricc for actually hitting Adam up for $5,000 and saying that there was no bond. Although people on Reddit was able to try to pull up some information, which they saying allegedly is proof that Bricc did pay $5,000 to get out of jail. Let's keep going though.
Oh, he would have said, "I bet Adam didn't." That would have been his conversation.
He's not smart enough
if he was speculating.
Yeah,
I bet Adam did if he was just on one. But him saying Bricc called and I talked to the wife or whatever, and they tell me what's happening with this, what's happening with that. The reason why Bricc thought he can trauma bond with Sharp is why. Sharp played himself out of his last check, which he was paid. He just was paid in other ways.
Pete on that dumpster, we sent him an invoice.
You get what I'm saying?
Which, by the way, we're going to fuck your credit up if you don't pay that invoice.
So you got to understand, he thought, okay, I can call over here with this. He can't call over there to Loose too much because Loose them grinding. They still getting the bag.
Right. He told me earlier on the phone that he tried to get Loose to squabble him 8 different times while behind bars and that Loose was not having it. And that Loose is now in a separate part of the prison with Dirk.
For one, I don't necessarily believe that Loose Cannon or that Bricc baby called Loose Cannon out for the squabble 3 different times. I actually believe Loose Cannon to beat Bricc baby ass. You know what I mean? I ain't even going to hold y'all on that. But as far as him calling him out for 3 phase, that's definitely not true. I don't believe it. Like, you got to make me a believer.
I guess that's where they put the celebrities, like Loose Cannon and Dirk.
So let me get this right.
Right.
Bricc is claiming Loose turned down the fade
8 times.
That's cap.
You don't believe that?
No.
They were never cellies. Loose was lying about that,
Well,
I guess.
they was.
I believe they wasn't cellies. I believe they wasn't like housed in the same unit. They wasn't cellies though. But he definitely ain't called Loose out for no fade.
Both lying about that.
They were playing.
That was weird. I mean, I knew they was in the same general area because we can hear them there talking. We knew that. But as far as them being celly, I just think they was in there. Hey man, we're gonna run the contest, gonna make people talk.
Yeah.
Really, I think
they got all the time in the world to talk about how to make people talk about them.
Yeah, I think that's what was going on with
and they're
that.
both so content brain now.
I don't believe that. For one, I'm gonna be real. I don't believe. Listen, I don't think Bricc could whoop Loose. I think Bricc will fight Loose. I think Bricc, from listening to Bricc, I think he has some situations going on where fighting is not really too safe for him.
I think it's like arm might be like T-Rail status. Nah, I mean not that bad, but I think his arm might be or something like might be messed up from like getting shot or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it's some type of like injury that he had to where squabbling really ain't what he needs to be doing.
Well, he got shot in the neck, and he can't like ball his fist up as well as he probably would want to. But that's from forever ago. So I mean,
well, whatever's going on with him, I know he has some. And I had to tell myself this: like, Wack, you ever run into him, dude? Is not all the way like like I know he got the heart to fight, but I know he has. He has some things going on that may hinder.
Don't turn him into a T-Rail. He ain't a real handicap like T-Rail.
But shit, bro, if you got some movement problems, and I'm going to be real, I wouldn't want to fight Bricc just based upon knowing he got some things, that neck lead to the spine. Yeah. And I'm going to be real, I don't want to be the dude to where a dude can't pick his child up because we had a squabble behind some podcast.
So you don't want to fight him because you're afraid that you will.
Wack always talking about what he'll do to somebody with his hands, man. Chill out. Like, Wack, you like 47 years old, cuz like, stop talking about what you would do to somebody, man. Like, you want to fight all these little young niggas, man. One of these young niggas gonna scrape you. Fall back, retreat.
Will physically destroy him to the extent where he's not able to pick up a 10-pound child.
Yeah,
that's so big of you.
No, for real though, bro. I mean, because if it's over some podcast stuff, like I don't want to be the one looking up, and he like our guy, Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Christopher Reeves. Yeah, you turn breaking to Christopher Reeves. Wow.
I wouldn't feel good about, bro. I really wouldn't. Where I'm at mentally, I would not feel good about that.
Right.
And I'm gonna be real. I'm the type of dude that even if he was to come at me, I may tag him up a little bit and say, "Go on, man! Like go on about you," because I know if it gets serious, I black out in them fight. We may start fighting over the dice game, but my mind goes to you. My mama kidnapped my daughter. Everything lies on this fight.
Well, it better be quick, because the way your belly looking, it ain't going to last that long, cuz.
Seems a little extreme.
No, this is my mental.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you why, because coming up as a power rule in the system, in my area, it wasn't popular. In my area, it's popular now. When you walk in there, you had to be damn near out of your mind to let that come out your mouth. Y'all number 5, 6 to 1. So you had to tune into your mental, right? Numb yourself, reach deep down inside and find that extra to be able to go in there and do that, because a head up was like, if you got a 3-on-1, that's close you got to a head up.
Well, I'm glad that we've established that I'm essentially like the battered wife who keeps coming back for more from my abusive husband, Bricc baby.
That was wild. We're going to end it on that note, man. At the end of the day, it's safe to say that Wack still has his biasness and his hatred in his heart for Bricc baby, no matter how he tries to word it or whatever. It's clear to see that he wants to put a wedge in between Bricc and Adam's marriage. But at the end of the day, man, I feel like Adam still has this weird relationship where whatever Wack is saying to Adam about Bricc ain't going to change the fact that Adam is going to deal with Bricc the way that he deal with him. Now, he wasn't going to send me no damn money. Definitely ain't putting no money on his lawyer or none of that. But it is what it is, man. Get in the comment section though, man. Bricc is a liar though, cuz I can't believe Bricc said that he wasn't talking about him when he said that vacation line, man. Don't bitch up now. Y'all already know what it is though, man. Ruler gang.